Welcome in, Braves Today, bravestoday.com, all brought to you by Active Wealth Management. As we continue our conversation with Kris Medlen, and Jonny Venters joins us, two Braves greats, as we talk Braves baseball as well as some of their investments that they have going on in the Atlanta metro area. Has Roberts, have they painted him into a corner now where now that he's got Ohtani, Yamamoto, they just picked up Glasnow as well from Tampa. I mean, is this a World Series or bust for the Dodgers? I mean, not necessarily maybe in 24 because Ohtani's not going to be able to throw in 24, and who knows when he's going to start in 25 because he's still recovering from a surgery, which wasn't. They say he'll be good to go in 25, but is it like world? I mean, when you got the Freddys and the Mookies and the Muncys in the lineup, and then you got these guys on the hill, it's kind of odd because I told you Vegas still picking the Braves to have more wins than the Dodgers, but you got to think that Dodger fans are thinking, if you don't win a World Series, let's clean house as far as front office and managerial standpoint and move on because the talent's there.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the interview with Ken Rosenthal, and he's who's the best run franchise in baseball, and he picked the Dodgers, and it's not even 2024 or 2025. The last 10 to 15 years has been World Series or bust. I mean, they always do such a great job of bringing guys in. They spend money, but a lot of value picks as well. JD Martinez going over there, having okay years going over there and having really good years. So, they just do a really good job of bringing in talent. And then honestly, I mean, the last couple of years setting up the availability to go after Ohtani and Yamamoto and really throw some money around. And I just think, business wise, World Series or bust, and we got the baseball aspect, but the owners, I feel like, don't even think about that. They think about bottom line and numbers, and Ohtani's going to make up that 700 million. You know what I'm saying? It goes beyond winning World Series. I know Ohtani's a guy who wants to go and do that, and that the want to is always there for all the players, but just as an owner or whatever, this is a pretty strategic business move because you're going to bring in so much money, just him being there. And he's not a horrible DH to plug in there, even though he's not pitching. So, 45, 50 homers. I mean, it's not just a real possibility. It's it's almost penciled in, and you could throw it in stone. I mean, he's going to hit 40 plus homers again this year, even after going through TJ. So it's an amazing move. And then seeing the stuff of Yamamoto, that nasty splitter, just like I said, even Japan's always had really good players come over and some not pan out. It's just you see Yamamoto and his stuff, and you're just like, he can pitch anywhere, and his stuff plays anywhere. So it's going to be interesting, and that rotation going to be pretty solid as well with Miller and the other youngster that's over. I forgot his name, but their five looks pretty good. It's just you got to go play. Paper is always cool. You got to throw it out there and go play. So the Braves have lost a lot of guys, so we'll see how it shakes out. But Alex always does a really good job of the value pick, the value sign, guys looking to hang on to their career. They come over to the Braves and they have a couple really good years. I mean, it's for me, it's going to happen. But that core lineup, I mean, it's pretty easy to build around in terms of pitching and be productive. So, I mean, I look for Philly to be more competitive. It's going to be interesting, but there's still, a lot of quality free agents out there that the Braves can go after, and other teams are going to end up going after. So it's so being on the media side. I hate jumping to conclusions and assuming things. So you just spring training, let me see who signs with who, and then let's go from there. I don't like all the early hoopla and media stuff. I like the matchup, the head to head of hey, this is what the lineup we got today. Let's go. So,
well, speaking of that, from a former player, how many guys that are free agents right now are going to start getting antsy because pitchers and catchers are going to start reporting, and they may be sitting out there without a team right now because what they were asking, teams are just not willing to do.
Yeah, I mean,
because it is a business. Let's call it what it is. It's a business, and
the Ohtani thing's either going to drive the market up and make guys more valuable, or it's going to be whoa, we're not doing that. So, but I think bottom line, I mean, the agents are so good. The Players Association is really good at hey, our guys are worth what they're worth, and getting that dollar. I mean, the teams are making tons of money, and I'm a former player, so I root for everybody to get everything that they can get while they can, because knowing how short it is, knowing the injuries I've gone through, that thing can happen to anybody. So I root for guys. I try not to be too sour about oh, I could have made more, I could have done this. I was happy for what I was able to do. And I always root for guys to just to kill it and get the bag or whatever however you want to say it. But
Yeah.
I think guys will get their due. I mean, Snell, wherever he ends up, he's going to be got a couple Cy Youngs. I mean, he's going to be he's the next domino. I think the big domino to fall in terms of pitching and where the path leads for other teams.
Preview of the Braves, what you expect to see this year. I mean, as I said, Vegas has got them having 97.5 wins. I mean, that's coming off a 100+ win season. I mean, that's a pretty good follow-up from the previous year.
I think it's just going to feel a lot different. I mean, you got guys like Kyle Wright. I mean, he missed a lot of the year this past year, but just those faces that that helped you get the World Series. Soroka's story and not seeing him around and just shipping some guys out for some quality players that you get in return. But it's just going to feel a lot different. 97 seems doable after a year that they did what they did. It's just you got Charlie Morton coming back. His curveball usage was through the roof compared to, I mean, he throws 97 still, but was 52% breaking balls, which is pretty crazy. So, trying to go deeper into games, that's not really a thing anymore. They're quick to go to the pen if they feel any trouble, but as a starter, it's essentially just 5 and dive. So if you get guys out there that over the course of the year can go at least 5, I mean, you got Strider, after bouncing back after a career year. I mean,
that dude, he definitely lifts weights over his head.
What's that?
He definitely lifts weights over his head for sure.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah. But I mean, a healthy Max Fried, I mean, they've got a good 3 right now. And then whoever they're deciding to go with, Reynaldo Lopez, they just signed as well.
Yep.
He obviously can be a starter, but I mean, he could be a closer. He's a reliever. I mean, he can do it all, and he has the stuff to do it all as well. So that's an intriguing one for me as well. And the Braves' ability to, like I said, get guys who are either bouncing back or didn't have the year they wanted to, or they've played for a couple teams in the last. Oh my God, Jonny Venters!
Hey, what's up, boys? What's up? Sorry, I was having technical difficulties.
We were just previewing the upcoming year. Thanks for joining us, Johnny.
It's good to be here. Sorry. Took me a minute.
Oh man, no, that's fine. Kris has done a good job. I told him, I don't know if you can notice or not. He's had the biggest flex out of all the guests that we have, sitting behind him over his shoulder.
I see it back there.
Yes, he blamed it. He blamed his wife. He said she put him down there in order to do the show. So I told him, I said, yeah, you probably tell everybody that you go and you do a guest appearance with. Yeah, my wife made me come down here and do this. No, we've kind of gone through it. I will get you to touch on, because Kris was saying you guys are opening up that second location, soft open early January, and then going to be full blow come late January.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I believe the grand opening is late January, but just being over there and seeing that space, I took my boys up there to hit last week, and it's a great space, and I'm excited about it with the orthopedic stuff, the recovery. It's kind of like a bigger, better version of the Suwanee legacy, to be honest, and it's got more room outside, more turf. So I know we're excited to get that place open and get it up and running.
Yeah, I told Kris I asked him if he was going to jump in Dustin's face and square up with him and see if he can test his talents. Just
talents, yeah.
Being a pitcher, if you're gonna hit somebody, you got to be prepared. So you guys have got the right guys in place. I mean, between football, MMA, baseball, I mean, you've talked about it, the mental side as well as the physical side and everything from classroom work to rolling the ball out there and letting guys get after it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we talked about last time, it's from all ages, from 5 and up, and I know I wouldn't want to go toe to toe with Dustin. Viviana went to one of his classes and she came home trying to choke me out the other night.
She's always tried, but she finally was like learning this actual skill of doing it.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried. I don't know if she's gonna like sneak up on me in the night, but we're excited for that Lawrenceville place location to get going. So I think it's gonna be awesome.
You said big picture too. Last time we talked, I mean, you guys are looking at expanding even outside the Metro Atlanta area. I mean, you guys
they're already talking about that we talked last time about the Alpharetta location, and then I think there's 2 others that they've already added since we talked last time in terms of, I think there's a winder and I can't remember the other one, but I think that the vision and the goal is to eventually get nationwide, move into other states, especially in the Southeast, Florida and Tennessee, where there's obviously a need for it. So we're excited, man. We really are.
Clearly.
But when the demand is there, it's like,
yeah,
the demand is there for what we're offering and what we're able to bring to the table for each community, wherever we're moving into. It's just, like I said in the beginning, just the people that we're surrounding ourselves with are the people that are going to be making decisions. And they're just such great people, guys with families, guys that have really good intentions and can offer high quality, mentorship, coaching, all those types of things that lead into success, whether you, like I said, you're 5 or 18, 19, trying to break into college or pro or whatever it is. We have everybody at all ages ready to go and ready to kind of get things going.
Yeah, but you got the quality staff too that is supporting it. I mean, you don't have you guys are walking in and out of there. You got other pros that are walking in and out of there. I mean, this is not I know this sounds bad, but I mean, I'm from a small town in South Alabama, and it's not your local gas station clerk that's going to be coaching the teams and coaching these guys up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I take my boys in all the time. They work with Mo, Muhammad Sanu. They get for speed and agility. There's another coach, Drew, that taking my son for football and speed and agility skills. They've gotten hit lessons from guys up there. So it's a mix of high quality people with the skills to teach at a high level.
Well, and that's that multi-sport facet as well, where we're not just baseball players. We're not just a pitcher. Like, you're going to be, it's okay to do agility and speed work because you want to move down the mound fast. You want to swing fast. So that translation of, we're playing a different sport, but the human body is the human body. There's a way to move it. And there's ways to learn within different sports and working with different athletes to be able to learn those skills and apply it to your sport as well.
Johnny, how'd you get this guy involved? I mean, I know there's the Braves connection, of course, but it's getting guys to come on and see what the product is that you're providing through Legacy, but also the results. I mean, it's you call him up and say, "Hey, come see this place first," or you're like, "Hey, I need you to be a part of this," and he didn't have a choice.
No, actually, I'd spoken to Dustin about Kris for a long time, and I think what finally did it was our wives got together and started talking about it, and they kind of really, but my wife, she doesn't mess around. So she got in touch with Nikki, Kris's wife, and it kind of went from there. Kris came over and saw it. And obviously there's a no-brainer for Legacy to have Kris come aboard with everything that he's accomplished and his ability to communicate with people and teach and just be a great asset to be a part of it. And obviously his character is unquestionable. So we were excited to bring him on.
We were talking right before you came on. We were talking Braves preview, but I asked him beforehand, so I'll ask you the same thing. L.A., you got Ohtani, Yamamoto, and they just brought on Glasnow as well. So the pitching that's going to be out on the West Coast is going to be probably a little superior over everybody else in the league. Yeah,
that's going to be tough. Shohei won't pitch this year, right? So
no.
Got a year without
but he's going to be able to put up 40-plus home runs. So
It's true. I'm not sure
something that neither of you would have been able to do during your day, I don't think.
No, that's true.
We never got the opportunity. We never got the opportunity.
That's true. Kris can rank.
Wait a minute. No, there was no DH when you guys were playing in the National League. That's before they implemented that. You got to square up a little bit, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I always love the free inning that you get. When the pitcher comes up, it's three free outs.
Oh man,
third inning, sixth inning. So I didn't mind that.
Either that or the always if there was somebody on the sacrifice that you had to lay down. So there is something that Legacy can teach you if you go if you're.
I hate that that's no longer a part of the game, man.
I do too. I'm one of those. I always said that National League managers had to do more work than American League managers because they had to manage, around that and moving guys over. And so, and two, I'm the old school guy. I still don't like it has sped up the game, but I don't like the guy on second in extra innings. The quote unquote ghost runner, as we always call them around here. It makes for a fun time, but I've also said, I don't know why the first guy at the plate doesn't bunt him over to third. and sack fly gets him in. To see guys get up there and square up and start, swinging away right out of the gate. And I'm sitting there going, move the guy. Oh, what are we doing? I mean, just get the run in.
Old, man. I think we're old. Like I like the old style too. I like the small ball, and I don't like the guy at second base. But the game's just changing. It's evolving. I think gotta go with it, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta drink faster when you go to the games too, because it just you get a couple beers in the lines and stuff, and all of a sudden gotta go home.
I did notice that the few games I went to this last year, there were a lot of guys that were double fisting when they went back to their seats all the time. So instead of getting the 32-ounce beer, they were basically walking around with 64 because they had to go ahead they had to get it in before the 7th.
No doubt.
It's funny you talk about old school guys, and Kris mentioned it a little bit before you came on. We were going through the pitching rotation. You told stories last time about, and we talked more off air than on air about it. But Charlie Morton, I mean, the old guy coming back and still throwing 97 and going to toe the rubber again this year. Yeah,
obviously he's a great addition to have back. Kris can attest to what Charlie has done, and what we look forward to seeing him do this year is. He's consistent. He's going to go out there. He's going to eat up innings. He's going to, keep you in ball games. And, he's a great character to have in the clubhouse. One of the nicest guys, soft-spoken guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
We have a history. I mean, I played I was in AA with him. And the crazy thing is his stuff is the same. He was throwing 95, 98 in AA with the nasty deuce. And that's all he's doing now, and he's made a career of it. I mean, he got traded to Pittsburgh, I think that season after the All-Star break, and started, just trying to find things or something. He started pitching like Roy Halladay.
I remember that.
Yeah, remember that? And I just think he's found himself, obviously pitching with the Astros, having success in the playoffs. He's just a good guy to have around if you're the Braves and you plan on being in the playoffs. I mean, he's a guy, who can get the ball and give you a chance to win every time out.
Absolutely.
Well, people talk about Acuna being a freak of nature and Strider being a freak of nature. To me, it's the 40-year-old guy that while we're all sitting behind a computer, he's still going strong and throwing 90 plus. And Kris mentioned it. His breaking ball is just almost untouchable whenever it's on.
Gosh. I think as we talked about last time, Ben, I sat behind him throwing a bullpen when I was in low A in Rome, and I almost packed my stuff up because his stuff was so good. I was like, I can't get anybody out there. This guy's, his stuff was so good, and electric, and it still is. So I think it was a smart decision for the Braves to bring him back on, and I look forward to seeing him do what he does.
Yeah, could you imagine Jonny Venters packing his stuff up? He throws 97-mile-an-hour sinkers. I'm the guy that needs to go home.
When he said that, I was sitting there going, "Well, you weren't too shabby yourself. You don't know. You don't know what kid was standing behind you watching you during the bullpen."
Jonny was part of one of the best trios ever assembled in bullpen history. Kimbrel, O'Flaherty, and you. I mean, my gosh.
He didn't realize this, Kris. I told him, I said, he's the only guy that still in league history that's had 3 surgeries on his arm and still come back and pitched. Everybody else, when they get that third, they're calling it a career.
Yeah, no thanks.
It's coming, though. It's going to become more of a thing, dude. The way guys are throwing.
Yeah.
It's Ohtani's second, right?
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, I could have sworn it was Ohtani's second.
Well, now what I was I think either the first one or this one wasn't necessarily Tommy John. They did something else in there. So he technically, I think, has only had the one Tommy John.
Gotcha.
The other is, but I mean, when you're his side, speaking of freak of nature, I mean, that guy. I mean, you were talking about Freddie and how big he was, Kris, earlier, like how, just how, I mean, that's the same guy that's going to be on the mound for the Dodgers and also step up to the plate and hit as well. We didn't get to, over here on the East Coast, we don't get to see, the Angels play as much now. The Dodgers, ESPN loves the Dodgers, so we'll get to see Sunday Night Baseball and watch the Dodgers every time now that he's with them. Not that we weren't watching him enough as it was, but now we'll get to see it even more that Ohtani's on there. So should be interesting to say the least to see what those guys do. Well, wrap up, guys. I'll let you guys plug it a little bit more and what all's going on with Legacy and the facilities that you have now that we'll have 2 locations come January.
Yeah.
And kids to get involved. I mean, they just need to reach out, go, stop by the facility. You said that last time, Jonny. They just go by the facility, come in, take a tour.
Anytime. Bring your family, come in, check it out. it's a wonderful atmosphere for the age of 5 to 50. My wife works out at Legacy in the morning. My kids work out at Legacy, and it's just a great family environment for people to get better and get taught by high level elite trainers and athletes. And it's just I just please anytime you're around, come check us out. And our second location in Lawrenceville is opening up soon, and we would love to have you.
And it's indoor, outdoor too. People don't realize that. I mean,
right, we got turf outside, basketball hoop outside, and it's only going to continue to get bigger. So
we have after school programs as well. The buses go pick kids up if you can't find a ride, and we've got it all. We've got everything you can probably think of in terms of what you would need as a kid, as a pro, and everything in between. So
awesome stuff, man. Greatly appreciate you guys coming on. We'll send them in that direction. And I keep telling you, no, don't worry about that. That's that. Chris had tons of stories. Stories we didn't even get to that we'll have to come on and share next time around, because people love hearing that off the field stuff that doesn't necessarily jump out in the media. That's why next time.
And then a lot of the stories that I have, I can't even say that. It's
Well, that's why next time we're going to get you guys a few beers in you first before we
There you go. There you go.
As always, guys, I appreciate it so much.
Thanks, man.